Good evening and welcome back to 30 at 6 on Cecil TV. Today is Monday, August 12th. Tonight on the show, we have another installment of Dialog with Leadership, so I'm here with Dr. McCarthy. Thanks so much for being here.
Well, thank you very much for the invitation.
So, what I want to talk to you about is the new Southfields development, which we heard about a couple of weeks ago. The town of Elkton announced a $700 million planned use development for 650 acres between Route 40 and Frenchtown Road. The proposed plan includes residential, retail, industrial, and recreational use space. So can you tell us a bit about the non-residential spaces, what you think we can expect? Should we maybe another?
Well, I think they're going to dedicate approximately 50 to 60 acres towards creature comforts, recreational facility, baseball, soccer, lacrosse, things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be well occupied, and it'll provide outdoor activities for the citizens that moved into town. The rest of it will be, they plan for 250 acres of industrial. Trammell Crow, a large industrial developer, will basically is in the process of getting new clients to come there and build buildings for them. There will also be about 120 acres of high-end residential and also apartments, high-end apartment buildings, which will basically house the people that get the jobs at these industrial facilities. Approximately maybe 15 to 30 acres of commercial high-class restaurants, venues, movie theaters, things of that nature. And another part of it will be recreational facilities. The recreational facilities will be on, I'm going to say, the right-hand side of the road heading south, which will go all the way down to the Elk River.
Okay.
And probably a big marina development complex too, but that'll probably be later in this development stage. This thing will probably be a build-out in between 7 and 12 years.
Right. So with all of these new homes and jobs, obviously they will likely come with new students in Cecil County Public Schools.
Yes, that's correct.
So a lot of this development will impact the Bohemia Manor area of the school district. How will the county and the town of Elkton work to prepare for the influx of students in these schools?
What they need to do is just sit down and have a planning meeting and see how well the development's going, see how quick the houses are being taken down, and also basically see where we have allocations. I believe right now that Elkton High School could handle probably a number of hundred more students. Bohemia Manor is probably at capacity, but they could reapportion how the students or where the boundaries are for the different geographic regions. And also, we could possibly expand a school or even create another school. I mean, I can't speak to those issues without knowing exactly what's happening, but these things, this is just normal planning activities.
Right. How far out I know that the schools will project some number of years into the future for their anticipated student population. We have about 10 years for all of these students to arrive in the schools. So how far in advance do they have to plan?
Well, if it were me, I'd start planning probably within the next 2 to 3 years. I mean, as we speak right now, I mean, this is going to take a long period of time to develop it. We really don't know how quick it's going to happen. And also, there's many economic things we really don't know at this particular time, whether or not we're going to go to another recession, if we'll still have a robust economy. And right now, recently, I mean, our school population in Cecil County has been going down, not going up. In a lot of ways, this would be a very, very good opportunity for Cecil County Public Schools because the educational process is better when we have a booming population as opposed to a decreasing population.
Right, and probably as far as state funding as well.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, because their funding is predicated on the number of students. If we have declining population, we get less money.
Right. So switching gears a bit, routes 213 and Route 40 are already very busy. I believe it's 20,000 and 30,000 vehicles respectively drive on those roads, and a traffic study has yet to be conducted, so we don't really know what the impact of this development could be on those roads and other surrounding local roads. But what options do we have to ease potential congestion?
Basically put in more lanes. We could possibly have 2 lanes south and 2 lanes north. The choke point would be at the Chesapeake City Bridge, and the thing is we're going to do a study to see when that should be improved or basically changed or added to. But these items are way down the road yet.
Right.
I mean, this was just announced. This is all within the town of Elkton. It could very possibly be that it's not going to develop as quick as we think it is.
Right.
So basically, everything right now is plans. These are proposed plans, but they can change depending on circumstances and things develop.
Yeah, and it sounds like there will be lots of opportunity for the public to weigh in.
And that's the most important thing, is to bring and incorporate the public right now in the decisions that are being made moving forward. Because once again, we're here representing the citizens, not making our own decisions. But we're creating opportunities, jobs, and hopefully a more vibrant and active community.
Before this was announced, housing starts were already showing a significant increase in Cecil County. I believe as of June 30th, 160 residential building permits had been filed with the county. And so at that pace, we could see at least 300 by the end of the year.
I'm hoping so.
Now that we have the proposed Southfields development and the jobs that will come along with it, do you think conditions are such that we could see more additional residential development?
Yeah, really I do, yes. Ridgely Forest, which is down off of Route 7, has been purchased, and they're developing. I think they have 200 to 300 houses they can infill there. Many of the developments, which were basically mothballed because of because of a poor economy, are now coming back to life, and those houses are starting to be built and consumed and purchased. I think that we have lots of good things going on right now. We've totally redesigned the permitting process in Cecil County, so it's far easier for a developer to get a permit.
Yeah.
And it's less expensive, and most of the expenses that he does have to pay are shifted to the rear when he sells the house and not paid up front, which means that he has now money to develop the house. It used to be you had to pay the connection fees and all that up front at the time you started. Now you pay them at the end, which makes it far easier for the developers.
Just last week, we had local historian Mike Dixon on the show to talk about the historic Frenchtown area, which is right near the development site. And obviously, there's a lot of history here, but around the county. Why do you think it's so important to preserve these sites?
Well, basically, this is part of Cecil County's heritage. Cecil County, I think, was established in 1674. It's a very old county and has a very, very interesting and very, very old history. This is one of the original colony. I mean, Maryland was one of the original 13 colonies, and Cecil County was part of it. So it's very important that we maintain our cultural heritage and do things to safeguard these things for our prosperity. Posterity.
Any other updates?
No, that's about it for right now. Everything's moving along fine. We have lots of economic activity taking place in Cecil County, and hopefully a lot more to come, and it's all good. Everything's getting better.
Great. Dr. Alan McCarthy on Dialogue with Leadership. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much. Hopefully I'll see you again next week. Okay?